Thomas the tank engine was ill. Workmen had tried to make him better, but it was no use, said Sir Topham Hatt. Thomas felt very miserable. Then Sir Topham Hatt spoke to Duck. Duck was delighted. He already knew Percy and soon made friends with Toby and Bertie. Terence the tractor gave him a big welcome too, he advised. Duck was very gentle with the coaches. Annie and Clarabelle were impressed, they told to each other. When Thomas came back, Annie and Clarabelle told him how well Duck had managed. Thomas was so pleased to be home that he soon forgot to be jealous. The works had let Thomas's handbrake very stiff. It made his brakes seem as if they were on, when in fact they were not. As a result, he and his coaches often overran the platform. Thomas found this most embarrassing. Gradually, his driver and fireman learned to be extra careful. But one day, Thomas's fireman was ill, and a relief man took his place. The fireman had fastened the coupling and joined the driver and the station master on the platform to wait for Henry's passengers. The fireman had forgotten all about Thomas's handbrake. Thomas snimmered happily, he thought, as he saw Henry slowly approaching. But Thomas's brakes were not on, and suddenly he felt his wheels began to move. He tried to stop, but he couldn't without his driver and fireman. He tried to whistle a warning, but he couldn't do that either. The conductor, driver, fireman, and passengers were all stranded on the platform. Shrieked Annie and Clarabelle, but Thomas, with plenty of steam, kept on going. The alarm went out down the line. There, ready for action, was Harold the helicopter. The inspector had made a plan, and together they took off into the sky. At last, Thomas was tiring. He panted wearily. As they neared the station, Thomas saw Harold land. They entered the platform slowly enough for the inspector to act. Judging his moment, the inspector scrambled into the cab and screwed the brakes on. At last, Thomas stopped. Both he and the inspector were very relieved. Then they thanked Harold, remarked the inspector. Wearily, Thomas agreed with him.